Shalom. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai Ba'asham, Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the Great Millstone, and salutations to all the sincere Akim. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai Ba'asham, Kwadash. All praises and glory is due, especially in the times that we're in. Right, so biblical covenant broken. Ghanaian man builds modern day Noah's Ark, warns of 2025 Christmas flood. Right, and in the new chapter of apostates and bug outs and false preachers and false prophets, you have another person that is telling you, right, that we are in the end times and that he has the way to deliver you. He has the way forward in order to, and for you to ensure your salvation, basically. You know, whether it was the rapture that happened earlier during September, or now is this one, right, with this individual right here that is rebuilding Noah's Ark and claiming that, oh well, the Most High is going to send rain and destroy the world on December 25th. So let's read a little bit of the article before we go into the actual precepts. Right, a Ghanaian preacher calling himself Noah has gone viral after claiming God warned him of a 3-year global flood beginning on 25th of December. His videos show wooden boats under construction and promises of salvation for those who join him, but nothing has been independently verified. The trend raises sharper questions about faith, fabrication, and how apocalyptic stories spread online can. And where I even got this from was the brother from West Palm Beach, right? GMS Ancient Wine, the brother Yashaya. He did a video going into this as well, and I want to do a video going into this as well because this is how ridiculous our people are, right? The Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Really, these videos like this, stories like this shows you how gullible our people are, okay? Mainly the Israelites. So now let's keep going into it. If the book of Genesis is taken literally, the flood story is meant to be a one-time event. In Genesis 9 verse 11 and Genesis 9 verse 13 to 15, God promises in the text itself that he will never again destroy the world with a flood. And this is the reason why I'm even doing a video with this article, because even somebody that is an unbeliever, right, that does not believe in the scriptures or the words of the Most High, knows as well that the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, has already promised that he will never or not destroy the world with water again. And as the scripture says, he used like the rainbow to signify that covenant. So that should be the book of Genesis. Okay, Genesis 9. So this is the book of Genesis 9, and I'll start from verse 11. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there be any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you, and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth, and the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and the water shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. So basically, the Most High Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, all the way back in the book of Genesis, has already made a covenant that he will never destroy the earth with a flood again. So the idea of building or trying to rebuild a Noah's Ark is foolishness, okay? So let me also get this in the book of 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, I believe. So this is the book of 2 Peter 3, and I'll start from verse 6. whereby the world that then was, hold on, yeah, 2 Peter 3 verse 6, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished can, which is basically once again going into the time of Noah's ark. Now 2 Peter 3 verse 7, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Can. So basically, we know that the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is not going to bring destruction to the world anymore by water or by a flood, right? But by fire is a different case, right? So just from this simple explanation right here, we already know that this individual coming out and claiming that he was commanded by the Most High, by God, to build an ark to prepare for a flood is a false prophet preaching a false doctrine. And these are the things that we, as the men of the Lord, warn our people of, because we are warned of the same way, right, by our own teachers, that in these last days, in these latter times, there shall come false teachers, false preachers, showing you false signs. Let's see if I can find our precepts. So this is the book of 2 Timothy 4 verse 3. For the time will come. It's not yet time for me to read that one. Let me start with this. No, this isn't the one either. Okay, so so this is the book of 2 Peter 2 verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. Right. So here you have, this individual that is most likely probably an Israelite. It could still be a Hamite, but most likely an Israelite, coming out and saying that, well, basically, let's just read a little bit more into the article so you see what's going on. So yeah, let's read a little bit more. Which makes the latest viral prophecy doing the rounds on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X a little awkward. If a self-styled Ghanaian Noah is right, the Bible is wrong, which of course he is not. Okay, Romans 3 verse 3, let's get that precept. Well, you can clearly see, even unbelievers, even somebody that does not believe in the Most High or the word of the Most High, also understands that even in the scriptures it says that there shall not be another flood on the earth again. So how much more this person that claims God spoke to me, right? Romans 3 verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? God forbid, yea, let the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. So let's keep going into it. Either way, something does not add up, and let me see if we can find. Okay, here it is. A modern Noah and his deadline, 25th December 2025. The videos began circulating in late August 2025 and have since bounced between platforms with the kind of velocity that only apocalyptic content and algorithms can generate, and that's the damn thing right there. It's funny how all these false doctrines always manage to go viral, right? But the men of the Lord that are preaching the correct doctrine, the virality never finds us, at least to the extent that these ones are getting viral. Because let's be honest, the Hebrew Israelite ministry is going viral. The true men of the Lord and their ministry are going viral, but not to the extent in which these individuals right here are. To the point where they are able to bring out say something, and over the course of months, they begin to garner as much followers as they do, right? But let's keep going into it. They show a man in Ghana, variously labeled Noah, Prophet Igbo Noah or Igbo JC or Igbo Noah, standing beside or inside large wooden boats, preaching in a local language, while subtitles and captions do the heavy lifting for global audiences. He looks the part too, often dressed in a black, repurposed jute-style vest that has become part of his visual signature. He also maintains an active presence across TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, where much of the momentum now comes from. The claim is simple and dramatic. According to him, God has told him that beginning 25th of December 2025, rain will fall without stopping for 3 to 4 years, submerging the entire world. If you've heard the parable before, you recognize the blueprint instantly. He has more or less torn it straight from Noah's page. The warning, the deadline, and even the instruction to gather animals in pairs. In preparation, he says, he has been told to build arks, not just one, but as many as 10, to shelter those who join him before the rain begins, including anyone from anywhere in the world, so long as they enter into a covenant with God. So that's basically what he's doing, repeating basically the story of Noah's Ark and trying to push it as a warning from the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. Right? He did not say that only the Hebrew Israelites could be brought into the ark, which he did not even call upon the true names of the Heavenly Father and His Son, which is already your indicator that this is a false prophet. But let me also get this as well. And if the Most High raises a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, I think that's how it goes. Either a prophet or a dreamer of dreams. Yeah, it is. So this is the book of Deuteronomy 13 verse 1. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he speak unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. This is the crazy thing right here, right? The vision that he gave, the sign that he gave, did not even come to pass. But don't be surprised if you still see him have followers and you still see people follow him. It's the same with the rapture people on during September. Once September 23rd passed, and it came into October, they were still out here like, oh well, the rapture is still coming. It's obviously just delayed. And the guy, I noticed that is mainly African pastors, because the rapture guy on September 23rd, he was a South African, and now this guy is a Ghanaian, right? And I suspect that this is a psyop that is being pulled by Esau Edom, right? Basically, another little tactic that Esau is using to try to push people away from this truth, right? Because now when they see jakes on the highways and byways, when they see the Hebrew Israelites prophesying, right? Of course, 2/3 of our people still will not heed, but they'll now instantly associate us with people like this that are coming out and saying, oh, Noah's ark is coming, a flood is coming, or the rapture is coming, even though we do not teach those doctrines, okay? And we speak against those doctrines because they are false doctrines, but we will still be associated with these kinds of people, right? Because they are black, they believe in God. You know how the people of this world are very ignorant, right? That's why they still to this day call us the so-called, really they call us the black Hebrew Israelites. They don't even use the term so-called. Let me not say that. They call us the black Hebrew Israelites, just like that. So that shows you that these people, the spirit has not imparted into them understanding. That's why they fall for tricks like this, right? But when the men of the Lord come out and say, okay, and give you the true 100% doctrine of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, you do not take that into consideration, you do not take that into heart. So now continuing on, the book of Deuteronomy 13 verse 3. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams, for Yahweh your power proveth you, to know whether ye love Yahweh your power with all your heart and with all your soul. Ye shall walk after Yahweh your power and fear him, and keep his commandments and obey his voice, and ye shall serve him and cleave unto him. So all these individuals, all they are simply just sifting agents, created to sift out those that would never have even been in the truth in the first place. Because if you fall for something like this, man, it just shows you that the spirit was not even remotely closely in any way dealing with you, okay? Because that's what this ultimately is. Just something that is used to take away the simple of our people. Because you really have to be incredibly simple and incredibly stupid to fall for something like this. Right, so with that, I'll end the video right there. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Ba'kakwadash, Wa Abad Babal, and to the Spirit of Yakim and Joaquas were edified.